When building a diagnostic strategy for a slow crank or crank no start complaint, it might require a basic check that many technicians miss: inspecting the battery. You might have a decent state of charge, anywhere from 12 to 12.7 volts, but it could be lacking the amps to keep the system voltage above specifications while cranking. When a car is cranked, the voltage in the system will drop as the starter turns the motor. Depending on the state of the battery, the size of the engine, and even the ambient temperature, this will determine how low the system voltage drops. It could also depend on the quality of the connection between the battery and the starter or the power distribution module. If you were to use a scope to look at the voltage, you would see the greatest voltage drop occurs when power is first applied to the starter. This is because it's fighting the bearings, piston rings, and even the valve train to get the crankshaft moving. Once the engine starts to turn, the system voltage will increase. If the voltage drops too low, it could cause issues with the serial data buses, sensors, and even the ignition system. This voltage can vary depending on the vehicle. As a rule of thumb, the voltage should not drop below 7 to 8 volts. Most healthy systems will never drop below 9 volts during cranking. If the voltage drops too low, it can cause modules to shut down, and even the networks they use will fail to communicate. One of the telltale symptoms you may encounter in the field is a car that will start, but when it starts, it has warning lights on for the ABS and stability control. In some cases, ADAS functions may be disabled. Another part of the diagnostic strategy is to check all the modules for codes. Modules like to tattletale on each other. If a module can't communicate with another module, it will set a loss of communication code. Also, some modules will tell on themselves if the voltage is below a specific range and create a code for system voltage too low. If you do a health check where your scan tool pulls all the codes from all the modules, you may have more than 10 different codes for communication and power errors. The next time you get a vehicle that will crank and not start, measure more than just the state of charge. You can use a dedicated battery tester to measure the cranking amps in the battery. Another check is to connect your meter to the battery and capture the drop in system voltage by just using the min-max function. Also, the connections at the battery and even on the chassis will only make the cranking problem worse. I'm Andrew Markell. Thank you very much.